Hello and welcome to the United Stand. How do Manchester United win the Premier League this season? It's the one question I've been constantly asked over the summer, and I'm sure you've got your own theories as well. So I want to get you engaged in this show. Get commenting below. You might have a 3-point plan, a 100-point plan. Maybe it's an impossibility, but it's certainly a challenge I would like to take up. Do I think Jose Mourinho or Manchester United are going to listen to anything I've got to say or you've got to say? Possibly not. Maybe they should do. We probably know a little bit more about the club than the owners and Jose Mourinho, considering we've been fans of them for some of us 3, 4, 5, 6 decades. So, but how do Manchester United win the title? Well, there's a little bit of a hint on my right, that way, as to how I would do it. I would go with the 3-5-2 to start off with, because I think it's the best formation that we've played under Jose Mourinho. And I don't want to go, we win the title by spending £300 million. I mean, that's, probably 600 really, actually. Unrealistic. So looking at what we have and little tweaks we could make in these next few days, how could we win the title at Manchester United? So 3-5-2 is the formation I would go with. And this is, the first topic is football. The way we play football is not going to win us the title. So that is the thing that I would be looking to change. And when I think about Manchester United, and when I've grown up watching Manchester United, quick play down the flanks is something that we've always done. It's exciting. I've said it so many times. It's ingrained in the Old Trafford crowd. It will get them up. It's sort of like a groove that you fall into in your mind, like your favourite biscuit or something like that. It's something you can't control. And I'll guarantee if Manchester United in the first few games of the season at Old Trafford went down the flanks and committed men into the box and put some crosses in the box, that Old Trafford crowd, without realising it, would be on the edge of their seats and pumped up, because they've seen it year on year and it's become a part of our identity. And that's what I would be looking at. You want Valencia going forward, the left wing back coming forward, crosses coming into the box. You've got Sanchez and Lukaku who can commit themselves, Pogba can go, Fred can go, Pereira can sit. And that is what I would be looking to do. Get down the flanks a lot more. Yeah, we've got the talent, but Manchester United's identity and history is down those flanks. Now you'll see that I've mentioned Pereira. I want to mention Pereira very, very quickly, because a lot of people were saying Nemanja Matic. This is my personal opinion, and it's only pre-season, but if you know anything about Pereira, it shouldn't be a shock the way he's played in this pre-season so far. He's been to Granada. He was their player of the year, even though they got relegated. He went to Valencia, a very, very good team. He wasn't playing week in, week out, but he got a lot of minutes off the bench. He started some games, and he learned a hell of a lot. He is ready for Manchester United, and what I like about Pereira is he can play the 30, 40-yard passes that Carrick could play. He's quicker across the ground than Matic. He's two-footed, and he's also tenacious. Now, there's not a chance in a million years that Mourinho is going to drop Matic for Pereira. But if I was Manchester United manager and I was looking to be progressive, I would play Pereira. And the big thing here is, if you asked Pochettino, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola who they would play out of Matic or Pereira, they would play Pereira because he's quicker, he's more tenacious, and he's better on the ball. And this is where Mourinho's old style of play doesn't fit in with what's required now. And I firmly believe that Pereira should be running that midfield behind Pogba and Fred, and Pogba and Fred would get a lot better ball and a lot quicker ball than Matic, who likes to take too many touches. And also, Matic is coming off the back of a season for us where we played him nearly every week and exhausted him. He's just gone to the World Cup. He's just picked up another injury. I think Pereira should be given that run out. I really do. So I would play Pereira in there. Obviously, this formation also shows that we don't really need a right midfielder. Who's not on that pitch? That's the big thing. Mata, he's going to stay. Herrera, he's going to stay. Lingard's going to stay. Rashford's going to stay. That's 4 players straight away, without going into the people I don't want to see playing, but who is staying. People like Fellaini, McTominay. So I'm not going to mention Martial because I think he will go, but if he does stay as well, we've got lots of options that can come in there. I mean, Lingard can come into the midfield 3. Obviously, Fellaini can. Fellaini could go up with Lukaku. Rashford can play up with Lukaku. Lukaku can be dropped. Lingard can go up there. Mata can come into the midfield. There's loads and loads of options in this formation, and if you get it right, as I said last season when it worked, it's cheating. You're cheating with this formation because you've got lots of defence, but you've also got width and you've got 2 up front. If you work this system well, not like we did against Liverpool where we're passing it backwards and hitting long ball to little men, if we actually move the ball quick and use the flanks, it's a really good formation, and it's far superior to the archaic, no pressing, slow 4-3-3 that we've seen most of Mourinho's time here. Now, I've purposely left these 2 positions free, which is left wing back and left-sided centre back, because they are the 2 places we need the signings. I wanted to make it abundantly clear. We're talking about right midfielders. The right midfielder means we're going to play 4-3-3. But these are the 2 positions we need to solve, because you're not going to get that width and good crosses into the box from Ashley Young. You might get a bit of width, but he's going to cross it in that way, which is the crap cross. We need the width, and Alexandro was available, and he's the man who should be coming in at that position. This position can be Maguire, it can be Alderweireld, I don't mind. Lindelof should be the central centre-back, Bay to the right, and the new signing to the left. Lindelof's the ball player, Lindelof's the less physical one, Lindelof's the one who can read the game. So Lindelof should be the central one, bringing the ball out from the back. You have your battlers in Maguire, who's used to playing that position, or Lindelof, and Bay your battler on that side. And that completes your back three. You've got Valencia, who's obviously going to bomb back and forwards. Ideally, I would have liked to right back, but I don't think we're going to get that. And then you've got Sandro going up and down the left there. That is how I would do it. And that would be my 11. And that would be a very good 11. But it's not enough. It's not enough, because if Jose Mourinho's in charge of it, he's probably going to tell him to do sideways passing, pass it back to De Gea, who can then hit a long ball up to Lukaku. That's not how we do it. We do need to use the width, but we've also got to press collectively up the pitch. You've got pace and people who can read the game at the back. You've got midfielders who want to express themselves. You've got Pereira who wants to express himself. You've got Sanchez who's a flair player. And you've got Lukaku who wants balls in and around the box because that's where he's going to score the goals. So press. The team's got to collectively press. We were bottom of the league in January for distance covered. That's below Stoke. That's below everybody else. Bottom of the league, which means we're a lazy team. We've got to press high up the pitch. Spurs do it. Liverpool do it. City do it. We need to do it. It's the modern way of playing football. And also, if we use the flat, we're talking about City do this, Liverpool do that. Well, they do press and we should press, but they don't use the width. And the width is something that has not died in football. The width and the ability to put natural crosses into the box has not died. Teams just don't do it properly. Sir Alex Ferguson would still be doing it now. Men committing themselves into the box and then natural players coming down there and putting crosses into the box with lots of people in that box. That's Manchester United and we should do that. But we need to press as well. Collectively as a team, we need to press. And we need to take risks. Risk is the big thing at Manchester United as well. Manchester United have always been risk takers in my lifetime, where it's the last 5 minutes, you're not just going for a draw. You might be 1-0 down, you get the one, you go for the other one. That's what we do. We don't sit back after 20 minutes. We don't be 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go, bring Fellaini on and park the bus. That's not Manchester United. You've got to have an element of risk in your team. But risk means risk on the football pitch. Risk means not going for the simple 5-yard pass and making sure everyone's in position. It's about taking the 10-yard pass further forward and committing yourself to follow it forward. Taking men out of positions. It's about Paul Pogba in this situation. Having the space to go at players so that when he gets past the player, someone's got to come out, pass it to Sanchez, back of the net. It's risk. Manchester United need to get back to being a risk-taking team. Not just the width, not just pressing, but also risk. And with all those things comes the most important element of here, the fans. You've got to get the fans on side. How do you get Manchester United fans on side? Because we have been spoilt over the last 30 years. You get the fans on side by being passionate and getting us on the edge of the seat. And you do that by playing attractive, attacking, risk-based football. Of course, be well organised. I remember under Sir Alex Ferguson, I don't remember the season, I think Ferdinand was injured. We had Johnny Evans, Van der Sar and Vidic. Vidic our centre-back with Evans and Van der Sar. And we broke the Premier League record for not conceding goals. Like, we didn't concede a goal for something ridiculous amount of games. So Sir Alex Ferguson always knew how to defend, but he also knew what Manchester United was all about. And Jose Mourinho seems to have this emphasis on defence and not on attack, which is what Manchester United's all about. You've got to get the fans on side, and that's what you would do. And that's very, very simple way of putting it, but it is. It isn't rocket science, Manchester United, and neither is football. How do we win the league title next season? Well, I could have just said, no bloody chance, we need a miracle. Well, in some sense we do, but we do need those two signings. This is assuming he's going to play 3-5-2, which I don't think he will, but centre-back, left wing-back, use the width. Let these two go forward. Let these two be in the box. Let this guy run the midfield. Let Lindelof bring the ball out from the back. Use your two rocks here. And you're laughing. You're absolutely laughing. Would that be enough to win the title? That team can win the title if we get a left wing back and a left centre back in and we play the way I'm saying that we should play there. In my mind, that's my approach. You're all going to give your comments below on what you would do formation-wise. I've seen all sorts of things and I look forward to seeing what you would say, what you would sign, because you might say, forget that. We need a right midfielder. We need another midfielder. stick with a back four. Your ideas are as valid as mine, but would that win the title? Would my approach win the title? Yes, it would. I think it would. If it went the way I wanted it to, obviously it would, because I'm not going to have my imagination say, it was a really good idea, but you finished third, 20 points behind City. Of course, my imagination is going to say you'd blitz the league and you'd do well in the Champions League. But I do think we must always remember, for all the negative things that bothered us last season, we were still second in the league, ahead of Spurs and Liverpool and Chelsea. So we have got the players, and I don't think they're operating anywhere near what they should be. And I also don't think the team is operating anywhere near what a Manchester United team would be. Imagine if we were a team that pressed. Imagine if we were a team that took risks. Imagine if we were a team that got down the flanks and put balls into the box. Imagine if we were a team where the fans were on the edge of their seats and absolutely loving the club. Because that's the bottom line, isn't it? We love Manchester United. We moan because we want to see the real Manchester United. And I think that we would see the real Manchester United with that. Will Jose Mourinho ever do it? This is the thing. It's like, we can grab the steering wheel. We can whack ourselves up into fifth gear and we can put the foot to the pedal. But if Jose Mourinho's, got his arm locked and that handbrake up, we're just revving. We're revving and we're hardly moving. He's got to let the handbrake off at Manchester United. That's what he's got to do. Is he going to do it? I don't know. Did the board appoint the wrong man? We're going to find out. Will he get the right players brought in? Let's wait and see. But I would say that is how I would go. There should be the signings in the next few days. And as I said, I'll leave it at you. What do you think? A lot of you might say I would still play Matic. Jose Mourinho will still play Matic. I wouldn't. And I'm not basing it on pre-season. Pereira has actually done a lot of groundwork in getting himself to where he is over the last couple of years. And I would play him in that midfield. And I tell you what, I'll guarantee you now, if Pep was asked, if Klopp was asked, if Pochettino was asked, who would you play as your CDM, Pereira or Matic? They would say Pereira, because they know that he is the right sort of footballer in this modern game to move the ball quickly, be quick himself, tenacious, and can become one of the best midfielders in Europe. Thanks everyone for watching. Drop a like on the video. Give us your comments below. It's not just about what I think. I'm really intrigued to see what you think about how Manchester United can win the league next year. What needs to be done? Not just signings, but the approach. What needs to be done? Thanks for watching.